undoubtedly going to be on a lot of people's end of year lists for best albums. Loathe put out A Stranger to You a couple of weeks ago. It's a banger. It goes in a lot of directions. As always with Loathe, it's all excellent. I think they're one of the best heavy bands that we have in the UK, undoubtedly. And though they may work at a slightly glacial pace sometimes, and I say that with love, it's always worth the wait. So we wanted to do a start to finish, but queuing up like a time where we could all get on board to do it was looking a little sketch. So Eric and Faisal from the band recorded a start to finish for us, which you're about to hear. And weirdly enough, there was one bit where they actually phoned me up. I was out having dinner with my missus because it was her birthday. And I shouldn't have even picked up, really. I got a bad look for it, which is fair enough. But I was like, this is unusual. I wonder why he's calling me. Maybe there's an emergency. Anyway, it got a bit weird. And that was going to be in the start to finish, but I don't think it is in the end, because it was just slightly awkward. Anyway, start to finish from Loathe. Check it out. If you haven't listened to the record yet, what is going on in your world?
The sun rested, or stood against the test of time, tested from the nest into the checkered line, gifted every strength from what the stress refined, holding on to pressure on a catalyzed goal. These diamonds are the cold. From the fire came the body of my soul, surrounded by the others that embody what I know, built a hive for the honey that we sow, coloring lines out of control, the margin broken up into pieces in celebration from every moment of growth. Every story we float down the river, giving oath that we never turning back until everybody is cold. Still praise for my highest and our lows, feet walking through the fire and fighting through any growth, resting on the mountains that we chose. Stood against Goliath and we rose. We stood against Goliath, then we rose. The energy will survive through 1,000-mile lands in between the parallels of different lives. Will everlasting be mine, to everlast like the limestone, the lightning that never touches, alignment of the heavens, pour the fruit on my smile.
Hello, it's Faisal from Loathe.
Hello, it's Eric from Loathe.
And we'll be taking you through our new record, A Stranger to You, start to finish.
On BBC Radio 1.
There's not necessarily like a theme, to be honest. Each one sort of feels like a result
Its own record.
of a life lesson, yeah. We wanted to describe the sonic intention behind the album and the process, or some of the methods behind it, and how some of the songs came to be. So, track one.
Track 1, Entrance into Block of Flats. It's a double whammy. Entrance was a kind of an afterthought. It wasn't originally supposed to be the intro to the album, but myself and Bucky were in Pasadena, as well as Kadeem. We were in Pasadena doing a little studio session after a tour, and it was a very late night with lots of Jimmy Johns consumed, and we were just in this kind of piano Robert Glasper-esque mood, and the whole track with vocals was finished, and after the fact Faisal added this cool delayed bass kind of thing and completely elevated the track, so we thought it was just the perfect opener to go into Block of Flats, which was again one of the first songs to kind of be solidified as one of the tracks of the album.
Block of Flats, which was another idea. I remember where I was walking the first time I heard it. Eric had sent me the what was originally the intro for it, going into the riff, which is one of your finest riffs, if I may say so myself. And then the intro was a funny story. It's like we were stuck trying to get it to what it ended up being. I remember I took an acoustic into a room. We were staying in an Airbnb in Sheffield, and it was one of them things where like it came about in 10 minutes, like the acoustic, the chords, the vocal melody, everything. Took it back into the room. Eric was there, and we then made it into what it is. And it's all of us singing at the start, and it's the lyrics and everything feel very apt for what we were trying to put across, with that being the first, I guess, quote-unquote proper song on the album.
It's kind of a unified front, if anything. We're all together singing, presenting ourselves in this new light with the new sounds of what we've been working on. And from going from we didn't even mention Bucky on Entrance at all, but from going from Bucky, our best mate's wise words of wisdom at the beginning, into what we are proclaiming as ourselves coming back to life, I think it, like Faisal said, is very apt for it being the first track of the album.
Let's
Track 2, the core track. This is going to be gifted heavy strength, isn't it?
I would assume so, yeah. I remember Sean sending the riff in years and years ago. I think maybe even before I Let It In was finished, I think that riff was kicking about, and he'd kind of developed it a little bit, and it took us a while to finish it. I think there were so many ideas that kind of set the tone for the progressive nature of what we were, I guess, what ended up being the rest of the album.
Yeah, it's a very eclectic track, and it's and then we kept adding to it. We were just like, more.
Yeah.
So
we didn't want to stop, and it was hard for us to stop. So
yeah.
Everybody be grateful that we stopped working on the song.
So next we have track 3. I'm going to talk about it because it's a really cool story. I had £400 to my name, and Eric and I went to this place called Curly's in Liverpool. It's like the only music shop there, which is kind of crazy considering the Beatles are from there. There was a £400 sparkly purple Dan Electro. Remember Ellie specifically being like, don't spend that last £400. Ellie's my wife, by the way, sorry. And I spent the last £400. But then I took it back home and wrote majority of the way breaks. So, swings and roundabouts.
Another really, really cool thing about that is that is all Faisal singing. First time that
you're in there as well.
Yeah.
Well, I sing it, and then you come and like mog me off right at the end where you're like, which to be fair, I mean Eric's 10 times better singer than me, so it's fine. But
but I'm really glad it's been received the way it is, because it proves to Faisal that he's got a good voice, because he was being a bit
being a small. Yeah, so the next record's going to be all me singing, basically.
Yeah.
The Radio 1 Rock Show. Crowded by strangers, why did I live and call it my own? Now, facing the mirror, try to see clearer on my don't mind. Your soul's on fire, and I know why. Does it break your heart the way it breaks mine? Your soul's on fire, and I know why. Does it break your heart the way it breaks mine?
Another cool thing that I thought Faisal was going to run with originally, but he went on to talk about his own voice. Was is Athena, the track Athena, which also features Bucky, but also it's a track named after Faisal's daughter, and it also includes.
I was going to go into that afterwards, but
well, I beat you to it. Bro.
I was saving the crowning moment of this question for my daughter.
Sorry,
but it's fine.
Sorry, I'll let you do it then. Strike it from the record.
It's got a heartbeat on it. It makes me feel very intense emotions, and the synth is really cool. It's not a VST. It's like this crazy sample which I made. It's basically these plugins. Yeah, so it's really cool, and we'll go on to the next question.
Flowers in the fruit, gentle labor, heavy hands. The world's weighing on the blade, broken by an empty strand. Silk, cotton, satin, braided down, threaded bands to hold them. Pace like black molasses, fine in the open. Headed towards the unknown, steady in motion. Create the balance, remain floating. Grip the heart of your heart and transform hope into focus. And channel the power out the promise spoken. Ever forward, forever motion. Ever forward, forever motion.
The Radio 1 Rock Show.
Track 4, The Closer.
No Stranger to You, originally titled Ridley Scott, was an old kind of murmuring of a melody or a chord progression from Faisal, to which he brought to my house, directly after I let it in, and it took everything released tour. Just before everything kind of went down with lockdowns and stuff like that, and we just spent a whole day, and I think it was an entire day that the whole song was done, minus vocals, and it was sat for a while without vocals. And whenever, for some reason, for a long 6 months, every vocal idea that we put down was through auto-tune. So it was...
was listening to The Voids too much? Listening to Julian Casablancas too much?
But everything was in auto-tune, so I don't think it was quite as inspiring as hearing our actual real voices. So it stayed stagnant for quite some time. And I think with that stagnancy, the interest for the song kind of dwindled also. So I think people started to hear it a lot differently. We tried loads of different versions. I think there's been about versions.
I could see the vision. No one else could see the vision. Only I could see the vision. But then, to be fair, our manager Jason and
shout out Jason, shout out Colt
and Jamie Morgan.
Shout out Jamie Morgan.
Yep.
No word to run.
That's him. They also spurred the band on to have the song.
Well, it
was Jason's idea to have it at the end, wasn't it?
It was Jason's idea to have it at the end, and it was a kind of victory lap moment. I remember showing the album to Jamie, and he was like, "You gotta have it at the end."
You what?
At first, I was like, "Oh no, this isn't brooding and dark enough to finish this album." But I think over time, our own relationships and interpretations of the album started to brighten up also, and then I think that greatly impacted the kind of third act of finishing this album, if you will. That song is very special for that reason. We want to say thanks so much to Daniel P. Carter and to BBC Radio 1 for allowing us to speak through our music. It's quite surreal to be on the other side of such a long process of nurturing and working through the music, and so appreciative to everybody who stood with us. And thank you so much. We hope you enjoy A Stranger to You. It's out now on Sharp Tone Records. And yeah, we'll see you at a show. Thank you so much.
Cheers to Eric and Faisal for talking us through the Loathe album. A Stranger to You came out a couple of weeks ago. The band are currently touring America. The tracks you heard were Entrance, Block of Flats, The Way It Breaks, Gifted Every Strength, Athena, No Stranger to You. As I said, that album is going to end up on a lot of people's top albums of the year list. So great. You're listening to the Radio 1 Rock Show, me, Daniel P. Carter. We've got just under half an hour left. I've got two